Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. We always have a lot of things going in our lives, okay? We have stress. We worry about money. We worry about our jobs. We worry about our relationships. We worry about so much. Did you ever think that if I worry so much, is there any way I could snap out of it and not have all of these things going on in my brain with a heavy weight on our shoulders? There is, and that's why I brought this guest with us today. She is a wonderful person. This is Kacee Picot, everybody. Now, Kacee, you have been doing hypnosis for about a year now in this Vail Valley, correct?
A couple years.
A couple of years. That's wonderful. So I know that you have got a lot of clients that go see you for different reasons. I want to learn a little bit of something. Why do people turn to hypnosis if they want to have more of a peaceful existence?
It's funny with what you said, when we worry about all these things, we make it all up, right? So a lot of times hypnosis is the last house on the block.
Explain
so
that.
they've gone to therapy, they've gone to meditation, they've done a couple of maybe many different things, and this certain thing or these three things are still just kind of chewing away at them. Because a lot of times with therapy and with hypnosis, with therapy and just talking about it, we're grinding that problem into our subconscious even deeper. We're trying to change a problem that's a subconscious problem with our thinking, which is a conscious process.
Correct.
Right? So this is a story that's running that we're not attached to. We don't even know it's in there. And it's driving our day. We don't even know where the idea came from. Because everything in our subconscious that we've ever learned, seen, heard, every movie, everything we've ever experienced, precognitive in the womb, is in our subconscious. And we don't have access to it.
You explained
Unless you
something
go
to
into
me
hypnosis.
last night, which is really amazing. We come into this world with anxiety.
No, we come
No?
in with just the fight or flight response
Okay.
to,
Well, that's kind of anxiety, but not really.
we almost induce anxiety in a baby. So the baby's born, they sort of drop it, the child pulls in to check the nervous system,
Okay.
right? So we come in with only the fear of loud noises and the fear of falling.
Wow.
And all the other fears we learn, a lot of it's learned by parents. Like if a parent is afraid of flying, the children are afraid of flying. And so we see, because our parents, when we're little, they tell us everything we're supposed to know, right? They're a higher power at that point. And so everything they say, we listen to, because kids come in without a prefrontal cortex.
So what does that mean exactly? The frontal lobe of the brain is not developed with a child?
No, not 7, 8, sometimes double digits age.
Before the frontal lobe is actually developed.
Right. So they're not able to filter out. That's why, the guy in the red suit lasts for so long until it doesn't last.
Sienta.
So, kids don't have a processing of making critical decisions because that just hasn't happened yet. So when parents are like, what were you thinking? And the kid's like,
I wasn't.
was thinking. They're just feeling, right? They don't have that
So
access
it's more
to that.
emotional.
It's all emotional, yeah.
That's so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're going through life and we absolutely have to develop our front lobe of our brain, but then everything is the right brain or the left brain it's involved with.
Yeah.
And from what I know, I always think I have no right brain activity because I'm not an analytical person, but we all are. We all have both.
If you have anxiety, your left brain is going all the time. So the left brain is everything we've learned, our language, the ability to sit there and make up those stories, like this is going to happen, then they're going to say this, and I'm going to say that, and that's our left brain, critical, analytical. The right brain is our creative and our emotional. So whenever there's an issue between the right brain, left brain, who's always going to win? The emotional side is going to win. So like if you say, oh, I love this car, it's way more than I can afford. Intellectually, I know I shouldn't get it, but it's blue and it's my favorite color and it looks really good on me. I'll take it.
Okay.
Right? So we know that this guy isn't the right guy. All the red flags are there, but he's really sweet and he's really cute. I'll give him a shot, right?
Yeah.
But in the middle here of the right brain and left brain is our amygdala.
The amygdala.
The amygdala, which is when the baby drops and it does that. That fires the amygdala, and that's kind of the nervous system triggers.
So like all day long, I always say I'm like a cat. Like if a loud noise is all of a sudden startles me, I do that.
Right.
Is that my amygdala in action?
It's your amygdala. So
Whoa!
all day, all day we're going fight, flight, freeze, fight, flight, freeze, fight, flight, freeze, and then something happens, right? And we get stuck in the all those chemicals rushing through us, the adrenaline, the estrogen, the cortisol, all those chemicals are running through, and we're like, oh my God. So it's almost like life is like a pressure cooker. So we've got this pressure cooker of life, and things are constantly happening. We've got, we see something when we're a kid that we don't remember, a bad movie, something scary happened, a car accident, maybe a divorce or a parents fight, a little kid breaks up, 9/11. All these things are happening and just stacking in this pressure cooker as we live, right?
Right.
So that at some point it can be a flat tire, it could be a broken shoelace. And people are just, right now especially, there's a lot of people that are suffering, right? So this pressure cooker gets filled and it's just ready to blow. And the body can only take so much. So when we hit critical mass, we either explode or we implode.
Okay.
So people get dark. Like during the Rona, after the Rona, hairdressers saw a lot of people that had just matted hair. They just, self-care went out the window. They were so scared and so just isolated. It's just not good for us to be shut in. And so we've learned a lot about that. And as a result, a lot of people have had, that's now in the pressure cooker, right? So that's now in the amygdala. So we grow up, we have, we get a divorce, we get a car accident, we get a breakup, foreclosure, traffic, shoelace.
Shoelace.
We break a shoelace and it's the end of the world, right?
Yes.
You get your coat caught on the door handle as you're running out the door and you're like, rah! And the amygdala just can't get back down.
Okay.
Right? So hypnosis helps to take those things out. We reframe them so that, like that pressure cooker, we pull you out of it like it's a bonfire, and you pull you out and you can look at it from over here and just get a little perspective, get a little distance from it. So you can see that it's just something that's happening. It doesn't define me. It's not the end of the world, because when we are in that fight or flight, it's the end of the world. We don't know how to move to take the next step forward.
I can tell you through example, just everything that you're saying, it's so true. Now, I put people into different categories. There's those of us who have had anxiety our entire lives. That's me, everybody. I will admit it right here. I've been an anxious child, teen, adult, and lady. And then there are people that developed anxiety, like you said, after coronavirus or certain things. And then sometimes a loss will all of a sudden give you a newfound knowledge of anxiety and depression. So it's not something that everybody's born with or is learned from at the beginning of the stages of life, but we can have instances in our lives that create and build these experiences in our brain for ourselves, and that's just something that a lot of us cannot handle. Now, I feel like I'm a pro at anxiety, but now that you just brought up that boiling point thing, I can handle all of these major events and I'm kind of calm, but these little things that happen, I blow.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to know that it's not really the little thing that's making you blow. It's really something that is underlying. I can't wait to dig more into this with you. I'm really excited. This is Kacee Picot, everybody. Hypnosis is something that everybody should be aware of. I got hypnotized last night. We'll go into that when we come back. I have to say, this is not the woo thing that people used to think about hypnosis. This enlightens you, it brightens you, and it brings you back to a normal, happy place. It's something that everybody should really check into, and it can also be a maintenance thing for your health and well-being. Self-love, self-care is something that we all need to do. Hypnosis can be part of that for you guys. We're going to take a big dive into it and find out more about why Kacee went into hypnosis after being somebody that does your hair for so many years and does so many other things for our bodies and our minds. This goes a little bit deeper, and it's something that we can all benefit from. I'm really, really excited to have Kacee here from See Kacee Go. You guys check her out today, and we're going to learn a lot more about the hypnosis. We'll be back after this on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to your Sunday edition of Good Morning Vail on TV8. Sitting on the sofa with me is Kacee Picot, an amazing hypnotist here locally for all of us to get some help that we may need here in the Vail Valley. Now, Kacee, you have a business called See Kacee Go. You literally have, I don't know, for 20, 25 years, been doing the outward beauty for people. You take care of their hair, you take care of their skin, you give them tans. We can get our fat sucked out. I mean, there's so many things you do in your salon. What made you turn to hypnosis after so many years of something that you have been doing straightforward?
So, I've been here since 1994. and I've worked with a lot of people. I've got clients now who I know their children have graduated college, and I knew them before their children were born.
Wow.
Right? So I've walked some people through some heavy stuff, you know, and sometimes they leave and I would be like, oh God, I hope she's okay, you know? And so after the shutdown, I was home and learning all kinds of stuff and just fascinated by, you know me, I've been in classes for something all the time, right? Forever. And I just thought there's gotta be, you know, for me, it wasn't enough of an impact. I would see people, I would spray tan people in a full bathing suit because they've never been naked in front of their husband. They're so uncomfortable in their body that they, a one-piece bathing suit for a spray tan because they're going to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Married for 30 years and are so uncomfortable in their skin. And it's oh my God, honey, it's not necessary. We can't be that uncomfortable in our skin.
Okay, so you basically decided that we are wonderful and beautiful creatures on the outside, but you wanted to start working on the inside with people, and that's where it came about.
Yeah, so I've been working on the outer beauty, and now I'm working on the inside because it's just a half an inch difference from the outside to the inside of the brain.
That's it? A half an inch?
Oh yeah, your skull.
That's all it is a half an inch?
But
I wonder it hurts when I hit my head.
But it's a long way when you get in there. You know, like when you're dancing, it's a long way from your brain to your feet to take that step, right?
So tell me some of the benefits that the hypnosis brings. I know it helps with little things like, not little things actually, they're big things like anxiety that we were talking about and depression, but these are maintenance things, correct? You don't go one time and you're like, oh my God, I feel so much better, I'm cured.
Some you do. Some
people
you
do.
For smoking cessation, it's one appointment. It's a long appointment, but it's one appointment and people are done smoking.
Did you hear that, you guys? If you want to quit smoking, this is an amazing thing. Okay,
it's
what
fascinating.
else?
It's so funny. I still kind of feel like it's magic. Some things people clear in just 3 or 6 sessions. And some people just want some Kacee time, so they come every few weeks, sporadically, whenever they feel like they need something. But it's not long-term therapy. It's let's get you feeling better and go out and be great.
Right.
You know, 3-6 sessions.
And you had mentioned something to me earlier before we came on, that it's something that we can all connect with. And I think people have a stigma against this. How do we break the stigma so people can just go to something like this? And there's a difference between this and psychiatry. Now, we're not downing anything on either form, but you told me off the camera that psychiatry makes you dwell or think about it more or talk about it, but hypnosis, you don't have to discuss your issues. Is that right?
Sometimes I can work with no content. Like, I don't know what you're thinking, what's going on, and I can just take you into a trance, take you into hypnosis, and you clear what's there. We don't even say the word of whatever it is that's bothering the client.
So there's some people that don't like to relive certain issues in their life, events,
there's no
but they
reason
can
to
still
relive it.
get a hypnosis and feel
And get some clearing
and get some relief.
Yes. So there's no sense in grinding it into the subconscious again and again and again. So when people start that story, I'm like, okay, I think I have what I need. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths, and then we just go in and clear things out. So some things clear in the first appointment, and people are like, whoa. And some things just, it's layers. And typically the person comes in for the thing is never the thing, right? So it may take 3 to 6 sessions to find out really what the thing is, because it's their deepest, darkest secret, right? And I don't even have to know what it is.
That's amazing.
You know, so like we don't have to find out if somebody did something to you to feel better about relationships, to feel better in your skin, to be able to talk to people, it's not necessary. We can clear it without knowing if it's true or not, because our memories are all made up. Like I said, every movie we've ever seen, everything we've ever thought, every time anyone's ever said anything to us, implants, we're so suggestible. So every time we think of a memory, we reframe it every single time. So we can't rely on our memories. That's why hypnosis isn't allowed in court, like it's not admissible, but handwriting analysis is.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Twist, right?
Which I also do, is handwriting analysis, and because in the handwriting, it tells a lot about a person.
Yes,
it's just
their
fascinating.
Their personality, and
all kinds of things. Right. It's just fascinating. It tells about your boundaries. It tells about how you feel about yourself, how you feel about others, where you stand in the pack. Where you know, it's just there's so much that is divulged in that. So, but hypnosis is good for pain relief, for anxiety, for sports performance. So like people that come out here, a lot of times we've got Stedman, right? And the surgical centers, people are afraid to get back on their skis because they were hit by someone, or because they had the surgery and now they don't trust the knee, or they don't trust the hip, or they just so it can kind of get them out of that fear. Like, let's get you back to where you were solid, where you were strong and you were safe and you knew what you were doing. For golfing, that we've got the best golf courses in the state here, I think, and hit the ball farther. Take that mental. It's all mindset.
So if you feel blocked or stuck, this is a great
absolutely
thing for somebody.
Yeah, take back control of your life. Like when you first started doing something, when you felt great about it, before you knew all the people that played, before you knew all the politics around it, and now you're nervous because someone's watching you do it. Let's get you back to where you were happy and easy and just didn't know any better.
It sounds almost too good to be true, but I have to say, Kacee hypnotized me last night. And, you described it like you can either feel a heavy weight or you can feel lifted. I felt more like I was in a floaty place, and when my eyes were closed, you had me at a certain spot where you wanted me to visualize myself where I want to be. And next thing I know, there were tears rolling down my eyes. So we all have such a deep connection with what we want in our lives and what we need. And we let all of the other issues block us and keep us stuck. And I know that I have been doing that probably my whole entire life. I battle myself. I am very hard on myself. I'm constantly yelling at myself, and I'm frustrated with myself.
So the way you talk to yourself, would you ever say that to someone else?
No, are you kidding me?
Right.
But what you did with me last night already made me realize that there is a light, there is goodness, and there are feelings that we can all enjoy. That we can all get to a very special, happy place. And I know that there's a lot of people that struggle with falling asleep at night. And this is something that I can't fall asleep at night. I went right to bed.
Oh, good.
After that.
Good.
It was just remarkable. So what I can say is the benefits are truly remarkable, whether you're going through stress or anxiety, or you're worried about things, or you want to do better in your performance, whether it's sports, or maybe you're struggling with an illness. And if you're a caretaker, you're dealing with somebody who's ill. There's a lot going on with you. So you could actually go see Kacee and work through these things. And the fact that, I've heard of something called EMDR, which is something where you have the rapid movement and stuff, and you can literally do something like that with you as well. I'm really, really excited about this, and I love bringing things like this to light. I am so happy to have you here today, Kacee.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, my goodness. This is Kacee Picot, everybody. How do people reach you?
At the website, ckcgo.com. My number is 970-390-3375. And I've got a little special going on. So anyone that calls today gets 20% off their first appointment.
Did you hear that, everybody? You should really do it. She's located in Riverwalk in Edwards, right on the river, so you have a beautiful, peaceful place to go. And I cannot tell you the joy that has brought me today. I hope you've been enlightened, and it's a new journey that if you would like to take along with yourself, you get in touch with Kacee, and you definitely will live a more quality life. Thank you so much for being here today, Kacee.
Thank you.
You are amazing, and this is something we have locally for everybody to enjoy. So make sure you get some hypnosis. What, honey?
It's equally as effective on Zoom.
Look, you hear that? You can Zoom your way into better health as well. Who knew that? We have so many great things going on for the rest of the show. We'll be right back for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.